What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tater Stream's daily dose of YouTube. We got some shorts to get through. We're going to get through about 7 of them, and we're going to call it a day because you guys don't want that long format shit. You want it quick and easy, so let's get right fucking into it.
Eminem, he's always writing in a book.
This man write 24/7, and I've never seen him not with that pen.
As soon as I met Eminem, I knew how epic he was going to be. He came into the studio with a backpack, a hoodie, and out of his backpack he had a Discman and headphones coming out, and he was writing in a notebook. I looked over his notebook, and there was like maybe 5 or 6 songs written on one page, but they were all done artistically. One song was written in a spiral, another one was written on the edges of the notebook, so it looked like a piece of artwork.
I wonder if that's like ADD or something, you know? Like, it's got to be some form of like ADD or something on the spectrum where he writes like that, because that is super interesting. I mean, there's other guys who don't write at all, like Lil Wayne. He doesn't write anything. He just spits it off the top of his head. But Eminem writes so often. He writes every single day, from what I know. And then learning that he writes in like a creative pattern, an artistic pattern, that is 100% on some type of spectrum. But I mean, that's why he's one of the greatest, right? If you want to get great at something, you have to put in time. And he's put in an infinite amount of time. Good song by him too, Infinite.
In that book every day, right? Wow. There used to be kids in my school, like when hip hop first started, they'd have like graffiti books or they'd have like rhyme books. Yeah. He's that kid with the rhyme book.
Yeah, I used to do that with artwork. I used to draw art. I used to, all over my homework, just draw artwork everywhere. It would be random, the most random stuff. I'd make little comic strips and things like that. So yeah, I'm definitely like well within the spectrum somewhere, but I never continued it. So I never got great at it. That's the difference between, you know, what he's doing versus what I'm doing. Plus, I don't know if I really had like a super artistic side. Don't get me wrong, I love art. I love creating. But I didn't do good in the boundaries of what school was trying to teach you.
He has a bag. He carries a backpack stacked with rhyme books.
I asked him, it's like, are these all, rhymes to use? He's like, no. It's like 99% of what I write I'll never use. Just
Rick Rubin.
To stay engaged in the process.
He's always ready to go.
When I need it, it just comes.
President Trump has just announced.
That's why he does it. He's always ready to go. All right, Benny. President Trump announced what?
Announced Dan Bongino's fate as
Deputy
FBI director. It is because of Dan Bongino walking off the job at the FBI that we saw the absolute breaking of the administration over the Epstein saga crisis PR nightmare that is.
Nobody just walks out of the FBI and leaves behind a job. Not for no good reason. You know, they get handpicked to be in the FBI. They go through rigorous training to be able to, combat the emotions and the struggles of being put in these high stress crisis environments and need it done in the most efficient amount of time. So for him to walk away, he had to find something, and I bet it was with this case here.
Is currently ongoing and smoldering inside of the Trump administration. Right here, starting on Friday, where Dan Bongino left his post at the FBI, threw down the gauntlet and said, I will not be working with Pam Bondi. It's her or me. Many reporters that we respect, many first-hand sources confirmed to us that is what Dan Bongino told Kash Patel.
Yeah, so I don't agree at all with how Pam Bondi has handled this entire Epstein file thing, case, video, release of documents. I don't agree with how she handled any of it. And it's one of the biggest disagreements I have with what the president has done so far in this term. I do not agree with them withholding information from the American people. And I know they already had Ghislaine Maxwell on the stand. She was already, going through whatever she had to go through. I don't know if it was a trial or was it a deposition or what it was, but she cleared Trump of any wrongdoing involving pornography, sexual conduct, or anything with minors and stuff like that. So what's the fucking deal? Who are they trying to protect? Come on, let us know.
and President Trump. This is because Dan Bongino saw the horrific after effects of the botched rollout of the memo that said effectively Jeffrey Epstein was a cool dude. Don't worry about it. Ghislaine Maxwell's a political prisoner. They traffic nobody to nobody. And everyone move along. Bullshit. President Trump has subsequently added fuel to that fire by saying, and seemingly contradicting the original memo by saying there's an entire Epstein file. There's lots of content there. However, we're not going to let anybody see it because it was created by Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. I'm not sure if this is helpful. It sure as hell didn't seem helpful because, as you can see here, it's a cooking ratio like we've never seen before on Truth Social. Everyone assumes that this was President Trump picking Pam Bondi over Dan Bongino. Tucker Carlson so that perfectly distills it here.
Dan Bongino got shafted, completely shafted. And I'm saying this as a friend of his and someone who respects and likes him, not against Pam Bondi in the slightest. But the fact is, she got on television on Fox News and started saying stuff like, I've got the client list on my desk. And actually, no, you don't.
Do you think Dan is upset because his integrity is being questioned now over her mistakes?
Oh my God.
Yeah, why else would he walk off the job? If they're not going to back him and support whatever he found or whatever is available for them to see, but they're not releasing it because it was under Clinton and Obama's administration, yeah. If you don't feel, if you feel like something's wrong with the job you're at or the people that are running it, you don't have to stay there. Even something as big as the FBI.
Gosh, and it kind of wrecks Dan's career.
I think that's what's happening.
It's going to be very hard at this point. I mean, things may change, but as of today, pretty hard for Dan to go back to his podcast audience and be like, I'm telling you the truth, when they all think that he's covering up for Epstein. Who did that? Pam Bondi did that. And I guess they're just so dumb, they didn't realize that if you tell everybody you have the tapes of these crimes and then you issue a memo saying you're not going to prosecute anybody for the crimes, what are you saying? I'm covering up for the perpetrators of these crimes.
Many accounts had speculated
that
Bongino
does look really,
was
really bad.
already fired. Then President Trump, speaking with reporters, said this.
Oh, I think so. I did. I spoke to him today. Dan Bongino is a very good guy. I've known him a long time. I've done his show many, many times, and he sounded terrific, actually. No, I think he's in good shape.
This is not the way that Trump talks about people when he's planning on firing them or when he's planning on moving away from them, which is, I guess, what you would want to see. The last thing
kind of a big curveball right now.
Dan Bongino leave the administration.
This is a June 30th tweet from Elon, and this is obviously from before the bill got passed. If this insane spending bill passes, the America Party will be formed the next day. Our country needs an alternative to the Democrat-Republican uniparty so that people can actually have a voice. Now let me follow up with another tweet by Elon. It is obvious with the insane spending of this bill, which increases the debt ceiling by a record $5 trillion, that we live in a one-party country, the Porky Pig Party. Time for a new political party that actually cares about the people. And then
see, the problem with these political parties when you're trying to get like a new one off the ground is there's not a lot of traction, you know? There's not a lot of traction because, you know, America's divided for better or for worse. And it's been that way for a long, long time. There's the Independent Party. There's a couple other parties. There's the Green Party. There's a few other parties, but they don't get any recognition from people because so many people lean one or the other way. There's no like central central party that comes together in like a mass agreement because we're all so diverse. There probably should be more parties. There probably should be more parties, but that's just not the way it is right now, and I don't see this taking off anywhere anytime soon.
And he continued on the Twitter machine. And this was on July 4th. Independence Day is the perfect time to ask you if you want independence from the two-party, some would say uniparty system. Should we create an America Party? And you can see 65% of the people said yes, 34% no. Now, I should note, that's with about 1.2 million votes on X. Elon saw the results on that. They went the way he wanted. And he wrote this. By a factor of 2 to 1, you want a new political party, and you shall have it. When it comes to bankrupting our country with waste and graft, we live in a one-party system, not a democracy. Today, the America Party is formed to give you back your freedom. This is what Donald Trump had to say about it on Truth. I'm saddened to watch Elon Musk go completely off the rails, essentially becoming a train wreck over the past 5 weeks. He even wants to start a third political party, despite the fact that they have never succeeded in the United States. The system seems not designed for them. The one thing third parties are good for is the creation of complete and total disruption and chaos.
Yeah,
and we've had enough of that with the radical left Democrats who have lost their confidence and their minds. Republicans, on the other hand, are a smooth-running machine. That just passed the biggest bill of its kind in our history of our country. It's a great bill, but unfortunately for Elon, it eliminates the ridiculous electric vehicle mandate,
Democrats seem to be a little bit better at
to buy an
getting what they
electric car in a
want
short period
than
of time.
Republicans do.
Okay, so then either this comes down to purely the deficit stuff, or what Trump is sort of more so implying there is that this is really about getting rid of the EV mandate, and that's going to hurt Tesla and whatever. Look, I don't know what the truth is. I believe Elon when he says that his number one priority is the deficit. You can hear him in that moment in the Oval Office, like the care in his voice about what would happen if we just become an endless debtor nation, how it's not good for anybody.
We'd all
He
be
had the
fucked.
biggest set of balls ever.
Yeah, we'd all be fucked, man. It would not be good. But if he's doing it solely for the purpose of keeping that EV bill in place, I mean, that's just a whole lot to do with what he's got going on than anybody else. I mean, I'll let you guys decide for yourselves on that one. You think it through. You guys, each and every one of you has a good head on your shoulders. Figure that out. We got 2 billionaires fighting over political parties.
On the stage. That was what I loved about him so much, and his commitment to the comedy was astounding. We were in Boston.
Comedy.
It was 1988.
Hey, what
it was like
happened?
the second
Let's
comic
bring it
relief.
back.
And we're at the State Building with Michael Dukakis, who was the Democratic nominee to run against George Bush Sr. And Mr. Dukakis was a very genteel, not a large man, very quiet, professorial type guy. Yeah. We made our speeches. We were funny. Whoopi, Robin, and I were, pretty funny. And then Mr. Dukakis said something about Robin being out in the universe up there, right near Uranus. Well, that's all he had to hear. He went off on Uranus, my anus, our anuses. Oh my God, whose anus is it? And Dukakis looked at him and just went, "This isn't HBO." So he continued his speech, and Robin stands next to me. And as Dukakis is droning on, Robin says, "No way this mother wins."
Totally right. Totally right, man. He did not win. Maybe it's because of the name. I don't know.
So apparently there's a new stick of butter. A lot of people have been getting very upset about this.
It looks, smells, and tastes like the butter we're all familiar with, but without the farmland, fertilizers, or emissions tied to that typical process. And this butter breakthrough, it's happening right here in Batavia.
Wow.
Teams here in Batavia, Illinois, and their home lab base in San Jose, California, backed by Bill Gates, who wrote in his book.
Bill Gates is, Bill Gates is definitely, he's trying to help everybody. So what about that Epstein Island thing with Bill Gates? Like what? Because like his wife.
There it is.
What happened with
the fucking Epstein shit? Like when we say Bill Gates, when Asmund says Bill Gates is trying to definitely help everybody, I'm pretty sure he's being sarcastic. Because then we see this pop up. Bill Gates reveals how his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein led to the divorce of his wife. Yeah. Why? Directly correlating with his relationship to Jeffrey Epstein. That's sus as fuck. That's fucking sus. God.
When you met him 10 years ago, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from... Nope. It was reported that you continued to meet with him over several years. Yep. What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, he's dead, so... in general, you always have to be careful. I'm very proud of what we've done in philanthropy. That's what I get up every day and focus on.
That's crazy, right? What the hell? People are
Fats are made up of carbon and hydrogen chains. The goal here, replicate those chains without animals or plants.
Why?
And they did it. They tell me to simplify.
Why butter?
They take carbon dioxide from the air
I don't
and
give a
hydrogen
fuck
from
how it's
water.
made.
Heat them up
Why
and oxidize them.
butter?
The final result?
It looks like a wax, like a candle wax at first.
but they're fat molecules. The idea of switching to lab-made fats and oils may seem strange at first, but their potential to significantly reduce our carbon footprint is immense.
You're not helping people be healthier.
Yeah, people are afraid of this kind of stuff because they're worried that this is going to have some sort of long-term health effect that's not fully realized in testing. You know, like asbestos used to be advertised as a positive, and now it kills people. And so people are pretty pissed. I would try it out, I mean, for content, but I would not want to eat this myself.
No, fuck that, man. And if we're going to say this is like to help society or reduce the carbon footprint, our fucking country and like government is well known for doing things against that. Completely contradicting what like Bill Gates is supposedly doing right here. I mean, for Christ's sake, hemp, marijuana is legal in over half the country right now. But, you know, 100 years ago, it became illegal, and they blamed the reason they made it illegal, which they said was not the actual reason, but they said it was because it made black men go after white women. It made white people and normal teenagers and young people act insane. It made them crazy. It made people lazy. It caused accidents. They just fucking fabricated all of this shit to make hemp and marijuana illegal. When reality, the reason that someone did that, the reason that people did that was because our paper made of trees. You could have used hemp to make paper, and it was a stronger fiber for clothing and rope and other materials. You can literally put it in almost every single material that like we wear. And somebody had some skin in the game on paper and trees and logging companies and stuff like that. So they condemned black people, said it fucked up the youth, and it caused problems mentally with people. And people ate that shit up and they bought it. So, no, I don't really think that he's trying to help reduce our carbon footprint. Maybe he owns some stake in this shit. Maybe he wants to fuck up the butter market. I don't know, dude. He's got something.
I'll tell you
behind
that. Butter's been fine.
Not be playing the national anthem. Let's play ball.
Everybody leave. Everybody leave. You fucking tell me at an American pastime you're not playing the national anthem. Let's play ball. You announce it like that. Get the fuck out of here. I hear the boos, dude. Are they singing it? Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. And the team went back out there. One team went back out there. Yeah. That's what you fucking do, man. If they say at a baseball game at America's pastime that they're not doing the national anthem, that is how you react. That's patriotism. And the other side's standing up with their hands on their hearts too. The other team didn't run out there, but that's a shame, man.
Yeah, segments like this.
A complete shame. A complete shame that they would do that, you know? Too many people fought for this country. Too many people died so that we could have the rights that we have today. And to do the national anthem and honor them, to honor that what we've created, is a small thing. A small part of the time out of your day to honor that. Fuck me, that's ridiculous.
Be allowed on TV today?
But since you're in the ring,
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What if I just, booyah! What if I just put you over my knee, pull your little dress up?
Uh-oh.
I gotta be careful, I don't want your balls to fall out.
Oh my God, bro. Like, wrestling used to be fucking
This
crazy.
is on TV, dude. This is on
Man.
TV back in the day.
Jesus.
happened?
If you want to see Stone Cold give this woman a spanking that she deserves, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
God, bro, like, Stone Cold is that guy. I miss those days. Yeah, I never really got into
Austin
that much of
316.
the, what do you call it? That much of the wrestling, but, like, I love the clips. I can appreciate the clips. Was that, like, 2005?
Golden age.
Mr. President, Mr. Governor, what's your message to Governor Gavin Newsom inside of this facility?
New scum.
Well, the first thing you should do is come here and learn something, because they don't do this. They don't know. They wouldn't know where to begin, and if they did, it would cost them 100 times more.
2018, you suggested putting alligators in the Rio Grande to prevent crossings in Texas. Is this a dream come true for you, sir?
Well, I was thinking about that, I must say. It was meant more as a joke.
Yeah.
But, the more I thought of it,
He was
the more I
trolling,
liked it,
dude.
If you want to know the truth. And they were serious. They were actually crocodiles. They were crocodiles from Africa. They are a step beyond. But no, that was really meant as a joke, but a lot of people liked it. And
People take way too much of Trump's dialect as, gospel. He trolls a lot more than you think he would.
a lot of people think we should do it, frankly.
CNN yesterday pushed an app that lets you track where ICE agents are. Tom Homan was saying that perhaps CNN should be prosecuted for that. That's obstruction of law enforcement.
It is obstruction
we're
of
working
law.
with the Department of Justice to see if we can prosecute them for that, because what they're doing is actively encouraging people to avoid law enforcement activities, operations, and we're going to actually go after them.
Yeah, because CNN is Democratic, and they want those Democratic votes. So if those illegals that they let in while Biden was president, opening up our borders, those illegals came in because of the Democrats, which means they're probably going to keep voting for Democrats. But if we kick them out of the country, that means they're going to lose those votes. So CNN wants to keep their machine rolling, and their political party that sides with them, I want to keep them in office.
Prosecute them with the partnership of PAM if we can, because what they're doing we believe is illegal.
And you may be prosecuted also for having given false reports on the attack in Iran. They were given totally false reports. It was totally obliterated. And
I mean, he sued 60 Minutes over the Kamala interview. Why couldn't he go after them, man? I'm sure it's entirely possible.
our people have to be celebrated, not come home and say, what do you mean we didn't hit the target? We hit the target first. You know, the pilots came home and they said we hit the target first. So they may be very well prosecuted for that. What they did there we think is totally illegal.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I can agree with that. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does prosecute him. I mean, he just got, the whole Paramount deal and everything that's going on. I mean, Colbert's gone. The View's gone. I'd say things are looking up for us here in America with all these fake news and bullshit outlets getting canceled and getting taken off the air, man. I think he's going strong and keep doing what he's doing. All right, everybody. That has been your daily dose of YouTube. I'm Tater Streams, and I hope you have a good one. Remember to keep yourself safe. All right. Have a good one.